Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. No. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
This episode is brought to you by Honda. When you test drive the all-new Prologue EV, there's a lot that can impress you about it. There's the class-leading passenger space, the clean, thoughtful design, and the intuitive technology. But out of everything, what you'll really love most is that it's a Honda. Visit honda.com/EV to see offers.
This is Optimal Relationships Daily. Become a Better Partner by Chalene Johnson of ChaleneJohnson.com. Hello, everybody, and thanks a lot for tuning in today on ORD. I'm Greg Audino, your host and narrator. Happy to be here today sharing a post from the one and only Chalene Johnson, who writes about all different types of things, and therefore has been featured on all of our shows for years now. And this time we will hear her thoughts on how to be a better partner, not just in your relationship, but also in your business, should you be in business with your significant other. So let's hear what she's got for us as we optimize your life. Become a Better Partner by Chalene Johnson of ChaleneJohnson.com. Do you want to become a better partner with your partner? After 18 years of marriage and being in a relationship for 22, I still have to ask Brett how long we've been together. In fact, the only reason I know those numbers right now is because I recently asked him and wrote it down this time. Numbers aren't one of my strengths, and I've come to rely on Brett for these types of things. Being in business together for over 15 years now, we've learned that the secret to success is honoring and focusing on one another's strengths. Working with couples is something that is near and dear to our hearts, because success is fantastic, but not at the expense of your relationship and the people that matter most to you. Couples that stay together don't do it by accident. They work for it. And the same goes for building a business together. So today, I want to share with you some tips about being in business with your partner that I know will impact you whether you're in business together or not. These are our 3 tips for a successful partnership that we figured out the hard way and have brought us even closer. Number 1, recruit the interest of your partner. Brett loves coaching high school football because it gives him a chance to mentor young kids. I love teaching fitness classes at the gym because I love connecting with people and feeling their positive energy. Do either of these things make us money? No, but they make our lives rich. So together, we make sure we honor each other's passions. I might not get excited about the plays he's running on the field, but I do take an interest in the kids he coaches. On the other hand, while Brett might not get excited about my choreography or music, he shares my interest in the fitness aspect of things, and also ran the logistics of the fitness business we previously owned together. And we do the same in our business today. But we didn't always work together, and we weren't always so heavily involved in one another's personal interests or hobbies. I had to recruit him. When we began working together in our business, I had to tell him how much I needed him and his strengths. When Brett was graduating from high school, he was the number 1 recruited quarterback in the country. To this day, we have books full of recruiting letters from college football coaches that his mom saved, each one telling him how much their team needed his skills. I remember reading through those letters and finding one that really stuck out to me. It said, "Brett, we need you in the worst way." Can you say that to your partner? If you want your partner on your team, that's what they need to hear. What are his or her strengths, and why do you need them? How can you take a bigger interest in your partner's interests? And how can you include them in what you do? How can you recruit your partner? Number 2, focus on your partner's strengths. The strengths of your partner will not change. This means that their weaknesses will not change either. I'm not going to lie and say that we don't frustrate each other sometimes, because we do, but we've also learned to take a deep breath and focus on each other's strengths. Brett honors my strengths and interest in personal development and social media, and I honor his strengths in the logistics of our business. While I might be the one in the videos, He's the one making sure it's possible for me by doing all of the planning, handling the finances, and doing the negotiating. He is a critical piece of our business, and there's no Team Johnson without him. His weaknesses are my strengths, and vice versa. Rather than focusing on our weaknesses, we honor one another's strengths and let each person thrive in their role. Stop getting so frustrated with your partner's weaknesses, because he or she is so strong in other areas. That's what I want you to focus on. Instead of being resentful and thinking, why am I always the one who ... Realize whatever it is that you do, that's your role because you're good at it, and it comes naturally to you. No partnership is ever 50-50 all the time. You are needed, and you are there to pick up the slack where they are weak. And where you are weak, that's where your partner picks up the slack. You have roles. Start honoring your partner's strengths and put them into your recruiting letters. Number 3, know what triggers a negative reaction in your partner. When you know what upsets your partner and why, then you'll take things less personal. Brett and I know each other's triggers, and it enables us to understand one another and work together so much better. What is your partner's most negative overriding belief about himself or herself? It might take a deep conversation, but understanding their childhood and past will help you understand their triggers in your business and everyday life. For instance, I know that Brett's overriding negative belief is that his opinion doesn't matter. Growing up with a successful and domineering football coach as a father, Brett learned to respond to any message with a yes sir and move on. As an athlete, there's no arguing with your coach, and there was no arguing with his father. While his father is a very loving man and never intended for Brett to take on that belief, he processed it that way. In our business, this trigger appeared when I questioned anything Brett worked on. An innocent question like, why do we have this scheduled on Tuesday instead of Wednesday? Resulted in him throwing up his hands and getting frustrated, assuming he did it wrong or his opinion did not matter. Now that we've identified and discussed his trigger, I know how to avoid it and frame things differently. He now knows how much I truly appreciate his opinion and what he does for our business. Childhood messages. In my case, my overriding negative belief was that my value was determined by my ability to make money. When I was a child, my parents had a fire in one of their businesses and needed to borrow money in a savings account they started for me as a child. In an honest attempt to teach me about loaning money and showing me how they would pay me back with interest, I internalized the message as, I have value because I have the ability to make money. Again, my parents never intended for me to think this way, but as a child, that's how I internalized the message. In our business and life, this trigger appeared. If I ever felt that Brett was unhappy or stressed out, I immediately thought that I must work harder and make us more money. But in actuality, maybe he was just tired that day. Before I understood this belief, I was never able to stop working and truly enjoy the life we had created. Knowing this, Brett now approaches certain situations with me differently to avoid setting off this trigger. Final thoughts. Do you know your partner's negative beliefs and triggers? What could you be doing that sets off these triggers, and how can you approach the situation differently? While this might take a deep conversation, I can't stress enough how much this can help your relationship and your business. What causes your partner to overreact? Understanding his or her triggers is the best way to help your partner understand where you're coming from, handle it, and take the emotion out of it. Be considerate of your partner's triggers and start rethinking how you can frame and approach situations. While it took us some time and hard work to figure these things out, they are crucial to the success of our marriage and our business. It wasn't always like this, and we certainly still have our tiffs now and then, but we have learned to focus on and honor one another's strengths and truly understand each other. It takes work, but it is so worth it, because you're better together. You just listened to the post titled, Become a Better Partner by Chalene Johnson of ChaleneJohnson.com, and I'll be back in a moment with my commentary.
Storms are brewing. Crocs Echo Storm, that is. It's their most striking sneaker that is the perfect blend of form and function. From a sink-in soft feel to a seamless slip-on design, the Storm will help you build your streetwear style while supporting you wherever the day takes you. Plus, there are brand new colorways you won't want to miss. Shop Crocs Echo Storm on crocs.com today.
Want to teach your kids financial literacy, but not sure where to start? Greenlight can help. With Greenlight, parents can keep an eye on kids' spending and saving, while kids and teens use a card of their own to build money confidence. As a parent, you can send instant money transfers, set up chores, automate allowance, and more. It's a convenient way to run your household, customized to your family's needs, and the easy way to raise financially smart kids. Get started with Greenlight today and get your first month free at greenlight.com/Spotify.
Seriously, Diane, was Colgate your secret to winning Best Smile back in high school?
Yep, and it still is. I even work overnight.
Huh?
Colgate's Optic White Overnight Whitening Pen works overnight. So after 1 week, I can show up confident and reunion ready.
And here I was bragging about my kids.
Colgate Optic White. Find it at all major retailers.
Okay, and thanks a lot to Chalene for this post. One of my favorites from her, actually. I think that she's exactly right in how valuable it is to fully understand your partner in these ways before entering into a business together, and really a relationship together in general. Leveraging strengths, finding shared interests, spotting triggers, of course, these are all critical parts of healthy relationships, and their importance is amplified should you have not just the commitment of a relationship, but also the commitment to be in business together. But still, while today's article talks about how to thrive if you're in business with your partner, there's a lot to ask yourself before entering business together, too. Are you interested in changing your current work life? Are you comfortable with your lives intertwining that much more? Are you prepared for the financial implications of working together, whether or not your marriage lasts? Needless to say, it is a massive shift, and just because we've been taught here today about how to optimize a business partnership, that doesn't mean it's right for everyone to enter into in the first place. So think about that. That'll do it for today, everybody. Thank you, as always, for tuning in and considering the contents of this article. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll hope to see you tomorrow for more ORD. That's where your optimal life awaits.